Hello, good day everyone. This is Catherine Lim. Welcome to Qimen Dun Jia Lessons 18. Before I begin, I would like to extend my appreciation to Douglas Chan, our Grandmaster, for guiding us through this learning journey. So our today's topic will continue with destiny reading. So now, in our last lessons 17, we actually learned that in order to conduct a holistic Qimen Destiny reading, we require the following components. So that would be the date of birth, exact time of birth, and city and country of birth. These are very important. So together with all these data points, it actually allow us to have a very comprehensive analysis of a person's character and his potentials in his life path. All right. Another item that we want to take note of is focus point, right? When conducting a destiny reading, the focus point will be the day stamp itself, and it gives the insights into a person's character. It is actually sectioned into two stages. Stage one representing age 0 to 30 to 40 years old, stage two representing 30 to 40 years old onwards. So there is no hard and fast rule to define the age, as women actually enters the workforce earlier than men. So naturally they can become more matured than men earlier. All right. So another focus we want to take note of is the presence of horse in the chart. A horse represents the person is energetic and he prefers constant movement and likes to travel more than sitting still. And he may actually be maybe consider eventually migrate abroad. Okay, that's the indicator of horse. So another element that we want to take note of is if the chart is a full in chart. So these are special chart. So a person with full in chart is actually someone who is incredibly stubborn, um, self-determined, and he is ultimately can only someone who can be influenced by his own decision. No one can change him. No one can influence him unless he wanted to do it himself. So Master has advised that a full in charge person is actually more stubborn than a deaf deaf door person. All right. So take note of this. And another element or symbol that we want to take note of is a fun in chart. So fun in chart, a person with a fun in chart is someone who is so unpredictable and he loves new things. So while people may see this whole thing as being unpredictable is a flaw, because this person is always so inconsistent and keep changing his mind. This person himself see it as a way of staying energized and keeping himself motivated. Isn't that interesting? So let's find out more. Okay. So we have today come into these lessons to learn about what are the stems and what are the representations for the stems. That actually tells you how is the person's character is. All right. So for Jia, it is always hidden in among the all the nine palaces. So we shall not talk about it now, and we'll talk about E first. Okay. So a E person is someone who is highly intelligent. He has a strong survival instinct, and they are strategically and highly adaptable, able to thrive in most environment. So their nature is actually a blend of strength and softness. They are kind-hearted and dependable. He's a giver and can be usually paired with some. sensitiveness in him, worrisome in him, and at times maybe a selfish side. Okay. Their journey may involve overcoming limitations, and then or he has to progress through a lot of efforts and perseverance. So often, it is he need to depend on someone, need a support to take him up to the next level. They are not independent individuals most of the time. All right, let's look at the next stem. Right, we are looking at ping. So a ping person is like the sun, bright and center of attention, and he's actually usually runs on a set of routines. They would have a lot of pride and they care deeply about how others think about them. They can be very fun and bring joy to people, but they are usually short-tempered and get angry quickly. Okay, so they themselves, being person see themselves as a strong and fair leader, but sometimes I would say Ping can be vain. Okay, the key to get along with a Ping person is to respect their pride and be the one to make the first move and always be ready for them, okay, to ready for them to get upset. Okay, so be careful not to step onto their tails. All right. So now we look at Ting person. Ting is a smaller version of Ping. So you will have to relate this person like a human candle. They provide light and warmth and guidance for people around them. And it is just much like a supportive teacher. All right. So a Ping person have a very gentle and selfless nature and always put others, people's needs ahead of their own. However, they are also, because of their this giving nature, they might take people might take advantage of their kindness. So it is important not to take advantage of them and step on them. So even though Ping can be soft-spoken, okay, and accommodating, they are privately have pretty ambitious and have their own big goal. All right. So at times they can be unpredictable. They need to feel secure and appreciated. So don't push them too far. They can have a major anger outburst. All right. End of the day, Ping likes to feel safe and appreciated. Okay. Let's see the next stem. Now we are looking at the Wu. Okay, as a Wu person, we would like to relate this person to a mountain who is incredibly steady and stubborn and hard to move. They are slow and careful when making decisions, but once their mind is made up, they can be deeply reliable. So, Wu is also known as walking money. So, it could mean that they are financially well off, or they could be good with finance, or has ample resources, or he is a valuable man, okay, person, okay. However, take note of their temper as they may get angry easily. All right. So next stem would be Qi. Now, Qi is a smaller version of Wu. All right. So if Wu is a mountain, Qi could be the soil. So, Ji is a quick thinking and creative person. Their mind is always buzzing with different ideas and possibilities. They are quick to learn things, so they learn things very fast, and they have an amazing ability to be meticulous and then to break down to break down every tiny little details, and then yeah, and they are they are able to pick up informations and adapt fast. All right, so let's see the next time. Now we have Geng here. Geng person is someone who is tough and strong-willed. They are likely to have been through a lot of obstacles and then know how to handle challenges. They are very honest and straightforward, and is somebody like what you see is what you get. Okay? They don't like gray area. According to Geng, things are either right or wrong, black and white, yes or no. So when when you work with Geng or when you come across with Geng, they can be um, strict or aggressive because they stick strongly to their belief or principles and they don't bend the rules. So this actually makes them very capable and dependable in challenging situations. However, their strong view and stubbornness can sometimes make them appear harsh and cruel, especially when making tough decisions. So because a Keng person is always clear cut and he's not draggy at all. All right. So Sing is a small metal. Okay. Sing is a very charis, charismatic and creative individual. Okay. Uh, Actually, he is a Sing person is very loyal and also straightforward. Yet deeply is a very vain and prideful person. They are usually motivated by praise. Um, they desire for a good life. They like innovation, like to innovate. They are innovator, and they do possess a rebellious energy. However, Sing person's determination is not strong. They actually struggle with multitasking. They avoid stress. Sing person values enjoyment and recognition, but they lack the strong follow through um, energy to achieve their goals and ambitions. Okay, so Sing is also a gifted talker, likes to talk. However, this may lead them into some missteps and mistakes. Okay, all right, let's look at the next stem. Now we have Ren here. Ren is like a ocean water, possessing a very flexible nature. He is soft-spoken yet can be manipulative and is both brave and wise. Often, uh, seeing a Ren person has a lot of good ideas. He can be a accommodative, very passionate person, and can be strict at times. Okay, while this Ren person enjoy connecting with people, he still prefers a life without worries. He also has a kind of impulsive side of him, and usually most of the REM person would have a very emotional side that leads them to cry very easily. All right, so let's look at Kui, water. The core nature of Kui is he's a very soft and I would say maybe a timid person. I don't know if it is timid, a soft, and he's scared of many things. He's not a risk taker. Okay, Kui is not a risk taker. They need to always feel secure. Okay, a Kui person has a good heart, adaptable, and they can learn things fast. And however, they also worry too much. Being water, water worry too much, and they cannot make decision on their own. They are indecisive, um, and then they can be kind of fickle-minded sometimes. And this one person who likes to observe. Okay, the weakness of Kuei is they may not have the depth or to focus because they lack the focus and the fickleness, and they are being easily being bored. Okay, right? So we have gone through the stems in the chart. Um, so all of this will help us to have a better understanding and get more clarity about the character of a person. Okay, right? So besides that, looking at the stems in the chart, we can also look at the 12 early branches within the chart. However, although this may give us some information about the person, take note that these notes are for reference only. They may not be the exact match or be the description of a person accurately because this information are extract from all the different contexts on the internet or different sources. So the information may not be exactly true. So please do not pay too much attention to all this information when interpreting the chart. However, this can still be used as a reference. Okay, so that's all for these lessons. So let's continue with more lessons about destiny reading. See you. Bye.